WCB Podcast, your source for all things Chicago Blackhawks and everything hockey. With your host, Jarom and Tanner. Let's do it. Jarom and Tanner.
All right, it's another edition of the WCB Podcast. It's Jarom, it's Tanner. What's up, bud?
Nothing much, man. Just, watching the end of the season happening right before our eyes. Getting a lot of L's in that L column. Feels good.
And just in time to make the Hawks no playoff push, we have Nolly back. What's up, buddy?
Did you guys ask me to come back this week because I was a fantasy champion? You guys want to talk about that, or
Absolutely not?
I wanted to text our fantasy chat and just ask if it's getting boring that me and you were the only ones that win like every year. At this point,
Tanner's like, I won one or two in there.
I win the President's Trophy pretty often.
Yeah, you're really good at that.
Yeah, I'm like the Washington Capitals of our fantasy league. It's fucking annoying.
Oh, yeah. But Nolly, it is great to have you back here talking some Blackhawks hockey, talking some NHL, and you got some little trivia you said you brought with us. So,
I think me and you talked about it a while ago that I was saying how anytime I ever do come on, which it's been a while, that I want to bring some sort of Blackhawks trivia for you guys. So I got my first one. I'm going to need some time to think of the next one, but I'm excited about this one. I think it's going to be fun.
Awesome. All right. Well, since we last recorded, essentially more of the same. Blackhawks continue their losing ways, but it's a lot better now because it's not overtime. They're not picking up points in this, and they're still playing competitive, which, Tanner, we've said all year, is what we want from this team.
I mean, I just wanted L's. I think that them playing competitively has just been like you've been able to watch the games because of that.
It's been exactly, as Blackhawks fans in the situation that we're in, exactly what we want. Games are fun, but they're losing in regulation. Like, what else could you ask for? And there's 6 or 7 games left, so we're almost to the end.
Yeah, exactly. We're in the home stretch, and we're back in the West.
It was like, we got to watch some fun hockey where they won some games, and now when it's getting going, it's perfect.
When the getting gets going and the going's getting.
They're getting gone.
Yeah.
I think out of all the Hawks losses in March, only 2 of them weren't like not overtime, empty net goals, making the score look a lot worse. I think almost every single game it was within 1 or 2, and whoever they were playing put the empty net to make it look like it's a lot worse of a score, which is kind of crazy to me that that's been like that, because the only blowouts were Colorado and Washington. Everything else has been fucking tight.
Yeah, and the Hawks have gotten a few wins that are very surprising in there as well, which is crazy.
I was gonna say you can't miss the blowout where they blew up the Boston Bruins.
They also smoked the Ottawa Senators out there.
Yeah.
What a wild time that was.
That was like, shit, why the fuck are you guys doing this? What's going on?
Yeah, right.
So the first game they had was against the Dallas Stars. I did not watch any of these games this week again. Sorry. Anybody feel free to jump in. So the first one was against the Dallas Stars. So just looking at the score sheet here, I'm kind of questioning if this was a close game or not, because the Stars went up 4-0. And Tyler Johnson made it 4-1 in the third, halfway through the third. Do you remember watching this game at all, Tanner or Nolly? Any?
I honestly think it as soon, because we were recording, right after we were done recording, I did like stuff with like my wife and my son.
Why? I didn't watch this one. Sure. Okay.
But it's kind of funny to look at the stats and see that Stalock got a game misconduct.
Oh, wait, is that because he got ran into, right?
Was that what it was? And Mrazek had to come in? Yeah, because it's. I was just looking at that and just being like, oh, the Hawks had 23 penalty minutes this game. Okay. Well, they only let up 1 power play goal, so that's nice. He was losing it or something.
Yeah, he got like
in the ref,
and he was like going off on the ref, and then he was like staring the ref down during the TV timeout, wouldn't take his eyes off him. I love Stalock, man. He's a fucking like head case in a good way.
It was after, I remember seeing this now because I saw like the third period. It was Ty Dellandria's goal or something, or was it Luke Glendening? I don't remember. It was the goal in which the guy ended up running into Stalock like right as it happened. He could have completely turned the other way, but he turned right into him. And then that's when Stalock was like pissed about. And then Connor Murphy got in a fight with Ty Dellandrea. I think he was the one that actually ran into him, and he actually fed him some fucking good punches too.
Yeah, so it's hard to do anything when you're putting up 18 shots against the Stars, but the Stars are a fucking beast right now in the Central. Then came Thursday against the St. Louis Blues. Again, did not watch this one. Blues won their 6 win in 8 games for them, and then this put the Hawks to 7 straight losses. So one time I was hoping they would win, especially with Bennington in net, but they don't pull it off. Yeah, anything for this one?
I honestly, whenever we play the Blues, I just want them to smoke Bennington, but then still like end up on the L column, which almost happened the previous game when they definitely chased him out of the net, but they still came away with the dub. I feel like I'm just like running all these games together because I know I watched this one, but I can't think of anything like noteworthy. I think Boris Kachuk's goal was like, for whatever reason, he's got like 2 or 3 highlight goals on the year. He's got 5 goals. So I just remember the one against Boston, the one where against Boston where he turned the defenseman inside out and then just like ripped it fucking like far side. And then I think this one he does like a little toe, like a toe drag or something.
Was this? I don't think this was the one, but I don't know. Was that the one where he stick lifted the defenseman like right in the high slot and just went right around him?
Yep, it's this game. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I just watched the replay real quick too, because he stick lifts him, pulls it, like toes it around him, goes backhand, pulls it back forehand, and has wide open net.
That was gross. Yeah, that's the kind of shit like in a loss like that. Like that's the kind of shit you want to see. Like these guys that you're gonna have the next couple of years, like showing their skills.
It's
and
been
like the stick lift too. Like that's what you want. Like the little shit that fucking adds up.
Ever since the trade deadline, Boris Kachuk has just been a completely different player.
Yeah,
like he started the year like playing not every game, like being scratched some games, and then all of a sudden in March, like they're like, "Oh, we traded away Patrick Kane," and Kachuk's like, "Now's my time."
Somebody's got to step up here.
You're talking about BK or talking about PK88, more like BK14.
Can you imagine if he turns out to be like a solid player? So it's like we get Radish, we get Boris, plus we get 2 first-round picks all in the Hagel trade.
Yeah.
And then
oh my god.
Then Tampa gets knocked out first round against the Leafs this year. Yeah, it's gonna be something special.
It'd be something crazy. Yeah,
are both first-round picks we got from Tampa top 10 protected, or is it just the first?
Yeah,
one?
they're both top 10 protected.
Not that they're gonna fall that far. I was just curious.
They're stupid, but ain't that stupid.
I mean, they're guaranteed to not like. I mean, we're guaranteed to get their pick this year because they're already clinched. But yeah, next year it could get pushed. You never know because like with injuries and anything can happen. But next year it could get pushed to 2025.
That team, man, they have just been too good for too fucking long.
I mean, I feel like a lot of this team is still built from the Yzerman like GM era. So we'll see like once all of his like picks kind of go away, with especially how Brisebois is so cavalier with the way he trades away picks, like six picks in a player for Tanner Jeannot. But
Jesus,
we'll see what happens.
And fucking Nashville trades all these guys. They're sellers at the deadline, and they're still making a push for the fucking playoffs.
How funny would it be if they passed the Jets for a fucking wild card spot after trading
Niederreiter? Jets are they traded the Niederreiter and are just like, here, this is the reason why we're losing. And then the Jets are like, thanks, like we'll go ahead and just be terrible now.
Yossi hasn't played like for the past like 2 weeks too. Like they're really shorthanded and they're still somehow.
Shane's been out, Johansson's been out, Forsberg's been out, all those guys are out. I mean, Noel got traded, Niederreiter got traded, and like that's the time that they're starting to shine. It's like, what the fuck?
Yeah, it's like it's like Philip Tomasino has been like really stepping up. Who's the other guy that's been kind of carrying him a bit? Luke Evangelista, I think he's got some good stats over the last like few weeks. There was like one other guy.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of who it is too.
This is why I love hockey. Like anything can happen, you know, like it's not like every other sport. I feel like once you got a team that's like no superstars on it, like they're gonna suck. hockey, you can still fucking pull it off. It's
Oh yeah,
it's amazing. I
well,
love it.
it also helps that Saros has really stepped it up from
Yeah.
like the beginning of the year too.
Do you think Barry Novak? He's been
Oh
playing.
yeah, Thomas Novak. He's got 45 games and fucking 38 points.
Yeah.
Who the fuck is Thomas Novak?
Do you think Barry Trotz is like, fuck? I was really hoping you guys would fucking start tanking right now, trade all these guys away, and you can set me up for a nice pick next year.
Oh yeah. I mean, they not only did they trade everybody away, but they also just got rid of Eli Tolvanen, who was like tearing it up in Seattle too.
Yeah, and they didn't even get rid of him. He got put on waivers and he just got snatched up.
Yep.
Paul was like, that might be on me. He goes, that one's gonna be on me.
He even said, do you think that's the reason why he was like, I think I need to retire? Like that one slipped past me. This is the one time somebody got the upper hand.
I don't know, because that seemed like out of nowhere, that retirement. Like, I don't think there was ever like any
it was like
that was coming.
It was like Trotz wants to be a head coach that leads to a GM, and he also just bought a house in Nashville. And Poyle's like, well, you could just take my job. It's cool.
He's like, I'm done.
Yeah.
This Tolvanen thing really fucking threw me for a loop.
Keeps him up at night.
Yeah. Anyway, so they lost to St. Louis.
St. Louis dropped that one 5-3. Then they were back home at the United Center. This was a big game just because the sole reason it marked the return of Jonathan Toews to the lineup for the first time since January, I believe, or no, December, right?
No, it was January 28th, I think.
January 28th.
Yeah.
So one, it was good to see him back in the lineup too, kind of getting the vibe. It's the farewell tour for him a little bit, just the way he's talking, whether it's a farewell tour from Chicago or his NHL career, still to be seen. But you know what? Having the captain play at least one more home game, who knows what happens after this, but he got his at least one more home game in, which is awesome. But that didn't really matter too much because this game was it was still pretty close. Hawks at one point did go up 2-1 on them. Tyler Johnson scored his third goal in 3 games to tie it up, and then Lucas Reichel, who has just been a fucking beast since getting the full-time call up with the big club, put his 6 goal away.
Nice little tip.
Yeah. New Jersey ties it up, takes the lead going into the third. Ryan Graves gives the 2-goal lead. Anthony Ciu gets it within 1. Timo Meyer scores, and
Taves gets an assist on that too.
Yeah,
Taves on that.
That was a pretty funny one because it's like he attempted the backdoor pass tip in and it went wide. Play got regrouped and then went right back to Taves and just the exact same thing. And then that one actually ended up going and it's like, let's just replay that one. But it was nice to see Taves get on the board like first game back. I mean,
he seemed pretty excited that he got on the board too.
Oh yeah,
you could tell like everybody was happy for him.
It's nice. It's nice.
Like, knowing what he's done for this franchise and all this kind of stuff, and it's like, how can you not be happy for the guy? Like in general, hockey fans, like it's got to be one of those things that no matter what your opinion are of the Hawks and all that kind of stuff, Taves is one of those guys I feel everybody can get behind and all that. So,
well, not only that, but like we were talking about a while ago, like not many of the guys from that, like those Stanley Cups, have been able to like walk up, like take retirement on their own. Like keeps getting handed to all these guys, like Hossa with this skin disorder, Seabrook with all his injuries, like all these guys, and it's like Taves and Kane were the last 2, and now it seems like Taves might be getting handed it to him when he could still probably play, but like this long, like lasting COVID and his immune disorder, like all that's just taken too much of a toll on him. So it's like seeing him be able to come back, it's like I hope he can just kind of go out on his own, like in a happy place.
Or it's very his situation is pretty reminiscent of like Hossa's. Right. It's like it's not as much like his want to quit, but it's like the disorder or like the skin condition, like that kind of like things that he just runs into that you can't prepare for, like there's nothing you can do in your entire career to keep you from like not having that happen. Whereas like trying to prevent concussions is like, you try not to get hit in the corner. Like that's fine. Try not to blow your knees out. Try not to fucking Roosevelt your ankle around. But like, But like, yeah, it's like one of those things you can't predict and you can't prevent. So it's just fucking rough as shit to see like one of the best captains like in the NHL just go down that way.
At least he's gonna go out knowing, like, potentially going to his last game, knowing it's his last game. Where,
Yeah.
like I said,
Oh
everyone
yeah,
else,
dude.
even Keith, even I know Keith kind of went out on his own terms, all that kind of stuff, but there was still
Dude, he got nudged by Edmonton to
that's
retire.
right. But
Yeah.
I'm saying though, like he even he didn't know what was going on until like
Right.
after he made the decision. So it's like he didn't even get that like, okay, this is my last game feeling kind of thing. So at least hopefully Toews is going to get that and he's going to soak it in. And if it ends up being the last game of the season against Philadelphia in Chicago, I mean that game is going to be a fucking must see. Like,
Oh yeah, I think it's also just incredible that it's going to be against Philadelphia since that's the team they broke the cup streak against, or the cupless streak against.
does he go down as one of those players, like, despite of I know all the success he's had with the team as a team player, but like because of his injuries, like he's had concussion issues, he's been the sick, missed a whole season. Does he go down as one of those players that if you can redo the career kind of thing, like what could his career been? Kind of like, Crosby is the same thing. It's like where would he be if he had a full career?
Yeah, like if he wasn't hampered with like injuries and stuff
Yeah.
like that. I mean, it's crazy to think that because like the first half of his career is just so goddamn incredible.
Well, and I don't know if you, I don't know if you can, because like I think by the time like things like really got out of control for him, where he was missing a ton of games, it was more so like when the Hawks started to not be good. I mean, I know
Yeah.
like what 2013 he got a concussion, but he was able to come back like against the Bruins and like score a big goal like the next game that he came back. Like he was still able to like produce as well as he did. He was still Captain Serious and all that. But I don't know. I feel like most of the stuff that's like been holding him out, it's like, okay, well, stay out because we stink and just come back healthy. And hopefully by the time you come back, we're good. But now it's like, you don't even know if he's going to come back fully.
Well, it's crazy because like in 2018, 2019, he had one of his best point scoring seasons ever.
Mhm.
And that's like still kind of in the decline of the Hawks.
Right. That's where, yeah, because that's where I was so excited going into the next season, because I was like, all right, like, Taze is looking good, and that was such a thing to build off of going into the next year. And then
Yeah.
I think
It was Kane, DeBrincat, and Toews all being basically a point per game player. And it's like, fuck yeah. And then you get into the COVID shortened season, and you're like, what is happening?
And then, yeah, and then Taze is out for a year, and then like, but I don't think him being there that whole year he missed would have changed much.
Right.
Right. I just wonder what it would be like if that COVID didn't happen. We finish out that season where he's almost a point per game player again. Even if they're not like playoff bound, like you're still building on that, and like
where he gets traded.
You're not
shot pick we end up with.
But he's also not like possibly hanging them up right now because of like diseases, right? Like,
yeah,
it's crazy what 2 years does.
I know. Yeah, because I mean, if he was fully healthy, and I mean, not even if he was a point per game, but if he was just fully healthy, like any team, him second, third line center with his stats at the faceoff dot and how he can kill penalties, power play, like all that shit, like he would have been ideal second, third line center for any team going for a run right now.
Oh yeah,
that's what we were saying. We
imagine him on Colorado. Like the rumors were maybe him Colorado. Could you imagine adding him to that lineup?
Oh, it would
about him to Toronto
stupid.
too. Like you put him.
That's too much.
You put him on any third line team that he doesn't have to be the guy, the 1C type of situation. Not only are you potentially getting vintage Toews back because it's like he's not putting as much wear and tear on his body. He's not putting up the big minutes. And it's like people were still saying like, oh, no, he's not worth it. He's not worth it. Dude, up until the point where he couldn't play anymore, he was still one of the top face-off guys in the league. Like he was he would be the ideal guy for a big face-off in a key moment, no matter what situation in the playoffs. Like I don't understand why people don't. I don't know if it's just like the bias of us being Hawk fans or what, but it's like the same thing with Kane. Like I just don't understand how people don't realize how good these guys are just because they played for the Hawks.
Well, even I was gonna say, even just coming back in that New Jersey game after 2 months off, he still gets 67% at the dot.
Crazy. It's crazy, dude. It's just like anybody on a bad team they just assume that that player is not playing well. It's like, no, like you think Johnny Gaudreau is like not a good hockey player because Columbus is one of the worst teams in the league? No, he's still a fucking great player.
Dude,
No, I'll say
Clayton
he's a bad
Keller.
hockey player. He fucked me over.
Clayton Keller is
this
a
year.
perfect example. He's putting up what, almost 90 points?
Yeah.
It's fucking insane.
Oh
And he broke
god.
his leg last year.
Did he break his leg last year?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure at the end of the year he broke his leg.
Jesus Christ.
He
Yeah,
did
Clayton
say-
Keller is insane.
He did say in his tweet when he broke his leg that he'll come back better than ever, and he wasn't lying.
Yeah, it's like just because these guys aren't putting up like points, it's especially like for a guy like Toews, it was never really the points for him. It was the little shit that he did. I mean, I just like it sucks that he's not gonna be in the playoffs. Like seeing Kane go onto the Rangers and like I'm so happy that him and Panarin are back together. You know, him playing at MSG, it's so exciting. It's gonna be so much fun to see playoff Patrick Kane again. But playoff Jonathan Toews, like he was the guy. I felt like some of the biggest situations. I know Kane has some of the biggest game-winning goals, but I feel like Toews was always one of those guys that got like the game-tying goals. Like he didn't get all the accolades because he wasn't getting the game winners, but like he was doing all the little shit to get that game-tying goal to happen.
There's the one in 2015 against Anaheim that's like game 6, and it's like in the
He scored
like the last seconds of the period of the third, and he scores from the fucking corner, like 5 hole. You're just like, how does he do it?
And then next he scored 2 goals. I think he won one of them was the game winner in that one.
Yeah, because they scored like 6 goals in the first period.
Yeah, it was fucking insane. Yeah, like adding that kind of guy just to a locker room, like it's just the little things for him that he does away from the ice or like not putting up points, but like it's just people just don't pay attention to that.
How to win. He's won at every single level that he's played in. He's got gold. He's got NCAA championship. He's got World Juniors, Olympic. Like
Stanley Cup.
The only thing he doesn't have is the Calder Trophy because he never fucking was bad. Like not bad enough, but he just was never playing in the AHL. That's the only level he's never won in. So hey, maybe Rockford find a way to get him out there. I don't know. Like
get him playoff games, Rockford. Let's go. What do you think his cap hit is down there? Do you think he's still making that 10 mil?
Yeah, can you send him down for the playoffs?
I don't think so.
Teach Reichel what it's like to be a leader in the playoffs.
It'd be hilarious.
Oh man, but yeah, so the Hawks 0-3 over that last week of games.
Looking good in that over 3 though.
Yeah, 8-game losing streak. They are 2-8 in their last 10, and as we mentioned before, they are last in the league with 54 points. San Jose, who was hanging down there, is playing fucking unreal. 3 in a row they've won. So right now we got the Bedard sweepstakes favorites right now, but we all said this before. We need top 2 to guarantee a top 3 pick. So
you need to be like last place to guarantee top 3.
It's not top 2 anymore.
No, because if you come in like second to last, you get pushed to 4th.
Oh shit!
Okay,
never mind.
The most you can drop is 2 spots. So top 1.
Gotcha. Okay.
Also being in last gives you like 0.25% of, or like 25% of the chance of getting them. So let's fucking go. Let's keep this losing streak alive.
It's also crazy. San Jose, like they just hit 20 wins. Like they've had more points than the Hawks, but they were at 19 for the longest time, and it's because they have 15 overtime losses.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah, they wins now, but like they were at 19 for the longest time and still were out, like had more points than like 2 or 3 of the teams just because of all the overtime. Yeah.
God damn.
They're in like every game, but yeah, it's just those overtime.
They've been to overtime 21 times this season.
Yeah, it's fucking insane.
That's hilarious.
Do you imagine if like half of those didn't go to overtime? How many less points? I mean, that's basically just 11 points.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, they would be like
very 48. They'd be pushing for Colorado's worst fucking season of all time.
Hey man, that's what happens when you got Erik Karlsson having a monster season on a fucking shit team.
Dude.
That sucks that he's back to Erik Karlsson and he's on that fucking garbage of a hockey team.
Yeah.
He's getting wasted over there.
I mean, he'll probably get moved soon.
Off season, I'm sure.
Fewer years left on the deal. More teams will be willing to take on more of that contract.
Can you imagine him in Edmonton?
that would be stupid. He'd have over 100 points like already.
Easy.
He'd be pushing like 120 probably. Anyway, back to Hawks talk before we just get going on like
Sorry.
all the playoffs. I mean, we do this all the time.
Yeah, basically what I was saying that was going to say there's just 6 games left for the Hawks this season. They got Calgary as we're recording, then Vancouver, Seattle, Minnesota, Pittsburgh, and then
Also,
Philadelphia
Calgary.
Flyers to wrap it up. Calgary, are you talking about where they're sitting?
Calgary's streaking right now. So
Yeah.
they're hot, but it's funny because the Hawks have beaten them twice in the 2 matchups that they've had.
And
so we've got Calgary's number this year.
5-1 the last time they played in the Saddle Dome too.
Yeah.
So it wasn't
So
even close.
I don't know if Calgary's gonna be able to get revenge or if the Hawks are just gonna fucking manhandle them again. But here's hoping that like we come up with a regulation loss.
It's a must win for Calgary. They're 2 points behind Winnipeg for that last spot. I don't know. I think Seattle's pretty much a lock.
They're close, but not quite. They could if they fucking falter. I mean, it's good for them that the teams that are chasing them right now also don't have like the greatest like last 10 game record too.
Dude, it's so bad. It's like nobody wants to make the playoffs out of those teams.
Yeah,
It's God.
Edmonton is 9-0-1.
Dude, they've been wheeling.
I am not really looking forward to watching the Western Conference playoffs.
I'm excited.
I'm excited for the East side because
I'm pretty excited for the Western side. Like I don't know. The way Edmonton's playing, they're fucking rolling right now.
Dude, they could end up in first.
They could.
And then that gives us a great matchup of Vegas versus LA in the first round.
I would love that, dude.
The Jonathan Quick story.
LA, they're sneaky right now. They're playing so well, and Korpisalo hasn't let up more than 2 goals in a single game. I don't think. Like his stats with them have been unreal. Like he's gonna be a great player for them going forward. And not only that, but like in that bubble when he played in Columbus, he stood on his fucking head in those playoff games in that bubble. Like he's a gamer. I think that's gonna be.
Was it him or was it Merzlikins that was doing that, or was it both of them?
I think it was both of them. And Korpisalo, like when he was in, like he played really well. Like LA's a sneaky team, man. They're deep,
Yeah.
They don't have like that superstar, like, but they've got the depth, kind of like Seattle, but like their depth is more superstar like.
Yeah.
Sense.
They're just solid all around.
They really are.
Was there anything else for Hawks talk? Because let's just get into the fucking.
Real quick, Tyler Johnson 2 points away from 400 for his career. And then did you want to do 3 stars really quick?
Oh, sure. Tyler Johnson's number 1 because he's got 3 goals in 3 games, or he's got a goal per game over the last week. And then I don't know, man.
For his assist,
Taylor Radish, he is huge. Did Wyatt Kaiser get his first point? Yeah, Wyatt Kaiser got his first point. I don't know. He could be 3. There wasn't a lot going on.
Right.
Okay. Athanasiou had like a decent week.
We'll go Tyler Johnson, Taylor Radish, and Wyatt Kaiser.
Yeah, why not?
All right. NHL talk. We can get into the playoffs really quick, but let's just do this then. Let's do our team and player of the month. With a special edition with Nolly added right here.
Yeah.
All right.
Do you want to go first? You want me to go first?
Well, let Nolly go first. Go ahead.
No. Don't let me go first.
I was gonna say I don't think Nolly's ready.
All right, you go first, Tanner.
Player of the month. I would just always skip Connor McDavid, but he had 29 points in 15 games. It's so stupid. But
it's not even like that good anymore. It's like you can probably do better than that, right?
Well, that's what I said earlier in the season. It's like it was like the Draisaitl and his number. They're like, oh, they already have a combined this many points. It's like, well, is that even impressive? Because it's just what we expect from these guys now.
Yeah,
but it's like now it's like, okay, McDavid, you're impressive, but now it's like, all right, dude, just do this every month then.
Just hit 70. Come on,
just do it.
Dude, he's what? He's only like 3 points away from 150.
Yeah, he's like 148, I think.
Yeah,
146.
146.
Oh, okay, so 4 away. Okay.
Okay, so a game.
Yeah, a game. What? Maybe 2 if he's not feeling onto it.
Yeah, maybe. He'll
Right,
get 3. He'll get 3 and then 3 instead.
We going
Yeah.
McDavid?
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to. I think I might actually just go Clayton Keller because he put
Oh,
up
you
24 and
fuck.
16.
Fuck.
Or I can go a goalie. Let's find a goalie. I don't really go goalies too often. Um, let's see. Sorry, 1 second. Let me just pop the stats here. Stuart Skinner, 10-1-1. That's disgusting. Shesterkin had a 9.32 save percentage over 11 games. That's crazy. I'm gonna go Clayton Keller.
After all,
all that.
Yeah.
All right. Then I'm gonna go McKinnon. He's been having a fucking sneaky good year in this month too. 24 points, 10 goals, 14 assists.
Yeah, I mean, he had a late start, didn't he? He didn't play. He hasn't played every game.
No, he missed a good chunk. You were saying, what were you saying?
Beginning of the
Like
year.
59 or like if at one point he was like 59 games, and he was at almost at 90 points or something like that.
he had
Oh,
like
maybe.
he
Yeah,
had like a
he's
1.65 goals per or points per game or something like that. And then I was like, yeah, but like compared to McDavid,
he's
McDavid's
gotten
like 1.9.
he's gotten 97 points in 64 games, so that's kind
Yeah,
of
dude,
disgusting.
That's fucking
fucking
unreal.
gross, man. He's on a mission actually this year to do it all over again.
Yeah, he
Oh,
wants to repeat. He wants to. I mean, he wants to follow in Crosby's shoes. Like Crosby repeated, he wants to repeat. Like
Well,
he
he's
wants
got to
Crosby
wait.
to get hammered again. So
No, he's got to wait what, like 7 years before he can repeat.
yeah, pretty much. Or you can just do. He can like close the book and just like wait, whatever it is, like 7 years to get like his last cup.
Yeah,
So it'd be like one,
it'd be
and then
just
repeat,
reverse
and then
order.
a repeat, and then one. Yeah.
Sorry, Jarom, go ahead.
no, I took McKinnon. So who are you taking, Ollie?
Matt Boldy, kid's
Oh
fucking
shit.
lighting
Yeah.
it up. Ever since Kirill went out, he had 2 hat tricks. Like he's got like 17 points, I think, or
He's got
something.
12
Like that.
goals in 14 games in the month of March.
Yeah, ever since
That's
Kaprizov went out, he's
unreal.
been lighting it up, man.
Yeah, can somebody tell me how this works out where Minnesota is the broker for 2 different deals on taking on Cap, and then they're ending up in almost first place in the Central?
Do you know how many bets I've lost after Kirill got hurt? Betting against them because I'm like, there's no way they're gonna score tonight, and then
Oh,
Boldy
right.
gets a hat trick and then another hat trick, and I'm like, where
Yeah.
the fuck is all this offense coming on? Ryan Reeves gets like 3 goals in like a span of 4 games. Like, what the
Dude.
fuck?
Kaprizov's just holding them back.
He's just taking up all their juju.
He's got to be. He's got the puck too much. Maybe that's why.
Could be.
All right.
Did you
Team
do
of the
anything
month.
there?
Team of the month.
Oh, okay.
Got to go Edmonton.
All right.
Yeah, they had a nasty March too. I mean, they're just on a tear. Can't stop them right now.
Nolly.
I'm going Colorado.
They're the same.
They're starting to get healthy, and they're just rolling now.
They're still missing Landeskog.
I know.
He's gonna roll into the
now,
playoffs.
like,
He's gonna roll into the playoffs like Kucherov style, and then fucking just be a menace.
I also have a future on them to win the division, so I
Nice.
just want them to keep rolling.
They have a chance, man. They're gonna finish super strong.
Dude, they're right
only-
there.
They're only 2 points back with 2 games in hand, so I mean, it's
Oh yeah.
they have
Who do they
back-to-back
have?
games against the Sharks right now. So
Oh god, yeah, they can do it. And it pains me to do it, but I'm taking Minnesota. Fucking unreal month.
It's especially since we were just talking about with like Kaprizov
Yeah.
not playing like
And
any
the
of
fact
those
too,
games.
yeah, and the fact too, it's like everything was going against them this season, and look what they're doing. They're in cap hell. They are fucking
Yeah.
taking on more cap for other teams, and they're still finding a way to do it. I mean, it's
they
I
traded
can't-
away Talbot because they traded for Fleury the year before, and the guy they traded Talbot away for is now the starter. And
Yeah, Gustafson. Yeah.
Like, and he's been unreal. It's like none of that makes any sense on how it's working, but it's just working.
I hate
It's
it.
just something about them that like they've gotten the most out of their guys. It's just really worked out. It's like fucking A, bud.
That's our team and players of the month for March. Yeah. So all right, free talk. What do you want to do? Playoff?
Yeah, well, let's see. Like, what's the playoff picture looking like right now? Oh my god,
Do you
there's
wanna do,
only 3 spots open right now in the West. The East is literally all locked up besides the wild card. Oh my god.
we do have our first matchup locked in for sure.
Yeah,
It
just
is-
not sure who's going to be the home team.
right. It's Toronto versus Tampa, which was a fucking awesome first round series last year.
Yep, and Justin Hall had to fucking get an interference ball on John Tavares' goal going to Game 7. Thanks a lot, Justin. Okay,
um, so yeah, as of right now, if the playoffs were to start today, it would be Boston versus Pittsburgh, Toronto versus Tampa, Carolina versus the Islanders, New Jersey Devils versus the New York Rangers. I
That could
fucking
be fun, man.
love the Rangers and Devils first round.
The Devils have had the Rangers number like all year, I feel like, too.
I think they were like 3-0-1 against them this year, or 3-1-1, maybe something like that.
It's gonna be a fun fucking series. I'm happy that the Devils are actually good again. Like
I know.
they need. I feel like that area needs that. Like all three, like the Devils, the Rangers, and the Islanders could make the playoffs. That'd be crazy.
Who the fuck is this Thomas Novak kid? He's got 2 goals already in this Predators game. It's like almost a point per game, like this year. What the hell is happening?
I really want to get on like the Devils bandwagon for the playoffs, but the fact that there's that first round pick condition with Kane and them going to the conference finals, it's like I feel like I can't cheer for them unless they knock out the Rangers, and then it's like okay, but it's like I would love to see New Jersey go on a run.
Honestly, them making the playoffs this year, playing the Rangers, like go Rangers, and then next year Devils go on a run because that's like I like the Devils too. Like they have a fun game. It's hard not to cheer for those guys.
Yeah,
Jack Hughes is unreal. Like he's finally coming into his own.
Are they gonna have Luke Hughes step in once once Michigan's done with the Final Four?
I haven't heard anything about it.
I wouldn't. I mean, honestly, why mess with what's going on though? You know,
but what if it makes you better?
He's supposed to be one of the better of the three. Like they're saying that he's like
who on their D core would you take out? Let's see.
I mean, even just having if you sign him and you have him like just in case of injury,
that's true,
right? Like,
no way he's gonna try and run it back again next year at Michigan.
I mean, you saw how like when Quinn Hughes stepped in, like he was almost a Calder. He was a Calder nominee, wasn't he? It was Adam Fox that was like bumped out of those 3. And then, I mean, Jack Hughes stepped right in the NHL. It like took a year or 2, but he's a fucking monster.
The guys that, especially defensemen, like the guys that like take the extra year in college, it helps so much with their development. I mean, look at like you said, Hughes. I mean, look at McCarr. Like, especially for D, like I said, like those guys need that extra just because they're so tiny. Like the guys you're going up against are so much bigger compared from college to the NHL. Like you need that extra couple just to build muscle on yourself and that skill. I mean, look at what happened. Like Rasmus Dahlin's finally coming into his own. Like he came in really early and he's just, everybody's like, oh, he was first overall. And now it's like, okay, this is a first overall type player. Like
he's nasty.
Yeah.
Adam Fox too. He was an NCAA kid.
You gotta people have gotta learn. You gotta let these defensemen like mature a little bit and give them a little bit more time. Like you can't fucking just throw them in right away. Like they take a little bit. It's a harder game to play, honestly, defense than it is for a forward coming in the league, if we're being honest. But
I mean, it's I feel like you can get lost more as a forward. Like Jack Hughes, like his first couple of seasons, like weren't the best, but I mean, he was still playing like decent hockey. But like
the team was also not super great.
Right.
Like him and Nico Hischier coming into form like at the exact same time is disgusting as a 1-2 center punch. It's like Jesus Christ.
Them going out and I mean honestly Thomas Tatar like he went to the final with Montreal and he was one of their better players. Like he's been pretty solid. That's a good veteran to have. I mean you added Eric Halla, you traded for Timo Meier. Like those are all really great fucking key pieces to build around Hischier and Hughes.
Dude, I'm just looking at Luke Hughes' stats right now in Michigan this year. He had 47 points in 38 games.
Is he a freshman or a sophomore?
I think he's sophomore because he played last year.
I was gonna say they wanted him to leave and they didn't.
That's right.
They didn't win the national championship. He wanted to go back and win it.
And they could win it. That'd be pretty sick. Him, Fantilli, Nazar.
Yes.
I
Like,
think
how did that team not win?
I mean, how did they didn't win it like the year before when they had like Owen Power and fucking Matty Beniers.
I know Minnesota's pretty good this year, so I
Yeah.
mean,
that's this weekend too, isn't it? Frozen Four.
It's Thursday.
Yeah.
The Frozen Four matchup is on Thursday.
The national championship's gotta be Saturday. I'm assuming then.
Probably. I don't know. I didn't
Yeah.
look that far ahead in time. Oof.
Yes,
Yeah.
Jersey's a fun team to watch.
Yeah, they're gonna be real fun over the next like 10 years, probably. Like even just getting Timo Meyer because he's only 26, like that just fits in so well. And the fact that him and Hishay are from literally the same country and some of the only players from they're from Switzerland. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Did they-
like there's some of the only players from Switzerland, and like that's you're gonna get automatic chemistry, like guaranteed.
They didn't extend him yet, did they?
He's got that
No.
huge qualifying offer, so I was seeing like they would offer him like a 1-year max deal and then
Go from there.
extend him from there. But like, you don't have to give him that qualifying offer, right?
No, that's just if he doesn't sign anything and you
Yeah,
don't want him to go
you
to free agency, then
tender
you just
to
have
him,
to
yeah.
qualify.
Which I mean, if he likes it there, and like you said, him and he sure figure it out together. Like, why wouldn't he want to just extend?
Yeah. I just think it's been really funny for the way that their seasons worked out goaltending wise, because like for the last few seasons, maybe not like last season, but they were looking at Mackenzie Blackwood as like the future of the net for him. And then this year it's just like, yeah, you're not shit, dude. Vitek Vanacek had a 6th season, and then that Akira Schmid kid had he's played just as many games as Blackwood, and he's played much better.
I've heard some rumors that they might let him just walk.
I would assume that's what
they
I
might
would
even
fucking do.
qualify him.
How bad do you think Washington feels right now? Like going out and signing Kemper and moving out from Samsonov and Vanacek, and they're both like just the starters for.
They're both playoff bound too.
Yeah, like
I love
Yeah,
Vanacek's story. Gets drafted by Seattle, gets traded right back to Washington.
and
Like,
then they
Yeah.
trade him. Like,
Yeah. Oh, dude.
I just love that
Speaking of Washington, how about like they're done? Have they been eliminated for sure yet or no?
don't think
no,
so.
I can actually pull up the
But
one.
they have no fucking chance. They have 77
thing
points right now,
ESPN
and
does.
Pittsburgh has 86, and they're the second wild card spot.
The one good thing ESPN does is they put their teams that are eliminated.
Oh, they actually put like an E. They give them the fucking humiliation.
Eastern Conference eliminated teams are Montreal, Philadelphia, and Columbus.
Okay, yeah, but there's definitely more than that.
Western Conference is St. Louis, Arizona, Chicago, Vancouver, San Jose, Anaheim.
Washington's
Only
also
two that
2-6
aren't.
and 2.
The only two that aren't is Calgary and Nashville.
Oh damn, yeah. Yeah, that's just as of like yesterday too. A bunch of teams got eliminated yesterday.
Yeah. But
It's so funny to me. Like I enjoy the fact that like as the Hawks got worse, that like I was more pissed that St. Louis had won the cup and like they were playing well, but now they completely fell off of the face of a fucking cliff. And it's just like this was your time to fucking not have to compete with us. And like
Colorado's like
playoff pushes.
Nah, I got this.
Yeah. And then St. Louis is like, we're fucked. It's so good.
Straight away our captain again. Like, fuck it.
Oh yeah. Like I mean, they didn't even trade away Petrangelo. They just fucking were like, we're not signing him.
Yeah,
like,
we got Krug and Falk. We're good.
Yeah, get the fuck out of here. Like, we're not signing you. Like
We got Parayko, Krug, and Falk. Also, Parayko and Krug are on our trade.
Yeah. Can we get rid of these guys too? What the fuck?
did you see Marchand talk about Bennington?
Yeah. Oh yeah. He likes the fact that like he's probably the most hated player in the league.
Yeah,
No.
it makes me look tolerable or whatever he said or something.
Yeah, he's always got such good shit to say. It's just I fucking hate him.
Yeah. I hate that he's gotten funnier. Like he's gotten less of an asshole and he's just been funnier lately, and it makes me mad.
How about the wild card race in the Eastern Conference right now? So you got Islanders at 87 points, Pittsburgh 86 points, Florida 85, and Buffalo still hanging on there with 81. I think
Florida and Buffalo are playing right now too.
Who is?
Florida versus Buffalo right now.
Oh, shit.
That's a big
two
game.
games in hand on all those teams.
That is a big one.
Buffalo's gonna be scary if they can fucking find a goalie.
Talking about a team that I would cheer for if they were in the playoffs, man.
Oh, absolutely.
Tage
It's
Thompson
just like
come out of nowhere
just-
and like just seeing. I'm not a huge Eichel guy, and like seeing him leave and the immediate change of everybody on that team on how happy they are to play there. It's like you gotta think it was probably Eichel in the locker
it's crazy.
room
It's
because
crazy.
I mean, and then adding in Alex Tuck, who's from there, who's obviously excited to be there. Like adding in a guy like that,
Yeah.
that is very openly happy to be there, which does not happen.
Well,
It's
what's
such a fun thing.
what's their coaching situation like? Who's their coach currently?
It's I can't think of his name. It's
Because they've
Renato.
yeah, haven't they gone through coaches like pretty
Oh, yeah.
frequently?
Renato came in
Last
last year.
years ago.
21, 22 is what it
Yeah, so
says.
last year was the first season. So yeah, and the players love him. I mean,
Yeah, that could be
he's the
huge.
hockey
That could
player.
be a huge reason though too, because I mean,
Oh yeah.
nothing in Buffalo was working, no matter who the fuck was there.
Oh, they
So
brought in
I don't know if it's come.
They brought in a Euro soccer coach the one year.
Oh,
like
God.
what? I forget who
Yeah.
that was, but yeah, and Eichel's like, oh yeah, this is gonna be great. And they didn't even come close to the playoffs. They did their annual like 10-game winning streak, but
They've just gotten I think what they've done is they've finally kind of relaxed on like having so much pressure on them to like be fucking something good.
Yep.
Because I mean, now that there was the push for Casey Middlestad, who like when he was coming into his rookie season, everybody's like, he's gonna be the Calder Trophy like fucking winner, and then that was a fucking nothing burger. And then they like got Jeff Skinner to play with Eichel. They had one good season together, and then all of a sudden Jeff Skinner does his like every other year he's okay. Fuck it, but Jeff Skinner's absolutely hilarious. I didn't know that too.
so funny. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. Yeah,
their youth is playing a lot better. They've drafted pretty well with Jack Quinn and Dylan Cousins. They've fucking made some good moves, like to get Owen Power, but they made good moves, like picking up like Alex Tuck. The Tage Thompson thing, I don't think anybody fucking knew that was going to happen at all.
He looks like the real deal. Like, and we were laughing about that contract extension at the beginning of the season. We're like, what are you doing for one season?
Yeah,
it's gonna be a real good contract. In like
it is.
Oh yeah.
Maybe Devin Levi is going to be, or Levi, maybe he'll be the future in their net, but I still think that I don't understand why they didn't fucking get Gibson. Like
oh my god, I completely forgot that we talked about that for like a month because it made too much fucking sense. How did you not go after him?
I don't know. It's especially since like you need to, you could make the playoff push. Like you don't need these picks anymore. You don't need the picks. You have a good team. You have a good team. Fucking get rid of the picks, get the goalie, and make your team fucking solid for the next like 4 or 5 years.
Because Gibson's locked in for a minute still.
He's got like a good 3 or 4 years after this year still, and he's only at $6 million, which is fucking insane.
And
6.4 for 4 more years after the season.
Yeah,
dude, that's fucking no brainer in Buffalo. I mean, and plus, I feel like you let Gibson fucking sit on this shitty ass Ducks team any longer, and he's just gonna rot the rest of his career away because like you can tell that he doesn't make the big saves like he used to like last year and like the year more so the year before that. Like Ducks were not good, but his stats were unbelievable for how bad they were. And this year it was like, ugh, man, he does not look like he wants to be there whatsoever.
He did have a couple like 50 save fucking W's though in like February.
He'll be in there, but yeah, like his actual stats, I think last year and 2 years ago, they were like he was like still 920 save percentage. Like it was just insane.
Yeah.
Last
getting like 16 wins.
And he won't turn 30 until July 14th. I feel like he's been in this fucking league forever.
Yeah.
But at the same time, he wasn't the starter when the Hawks played the Ducks in 2015, which I mean is almost 10 years ago now. Jesus Christ. But still. Those cups are so far away now.
Yeah,
it's really sad.
They're so far away.
It's okay. We'll get some more soon.
Yeah. Any other stuff you want to say about the East?
I still think that Boston is gonna have issues round one.
Mm-hmm.
I think more so if they play Pittsburgh, just because it's kind of like almost it was really starting to feel a lot like the last kind of run for Crosby, Malkin, and Tang. And
I'd be nervous if I were them playing the Islanders because Sorokin can easily steal a series, and the way that the Islanders
is Barzal supposed to come back or no?
I don't know, but
Yeah.
I'd be really scared playing the Islanders because they're playoff, like they're built for the playoffs, and everybody knows play that shutdown. I mean, Boston's fucking unreal this year, but like I'd be scared to play the Islanders.
They are so close to breaking the all-time record. Was it 4 wins they need?
They still got smoked by the Hawks, so
yeah,
doesn't matter. Yeah,
where the fuck are the Islanders on this? Oh, there they are.
President's Trophy curse has been alive. The last team to win it, 2013 Hawks.
Yeah.
So
a lot of those teams since then still haven't made it past the second round.
I was actually looking at it, and a lot of I mean, not a lot, but I think the past 10 years, it's like 4 of those. The next year, they didn't win this President's Trophy, but they won the Cup.
Yeah, I can see that.
Colorado
did.
Tampa
did.
Tampa. Like, yeah, it was like 3 or 4 of them, and I was like, that's pretty crazy.
So
did Washington?
Yeah.
Or no.
Yeah, Washington won it in 17. They lost. They won the Cup in 2018.
Yeah.
Tampa Bay won it in 19. They won the Cup in 20. Colorado won it in 21. Then they won obviously last year.
So yeah, 3 out of the 10. The next year they won that Cup.
I mean that's.
I've always forgotten Nashville won the President's Cup too, or trophy.
Yeah,
they got a banner. Don't worry.
No, that's right. I forgot that they put a banner up for that.
Yeah, I just love looking at this chart and just always seeing Hawks. It's the only one there.
Oh, it says that or at least on Yahoo Fantasy, because it's like at least somewhat injury updates. Barzal will start skating this weekend, it says.
What was his injury again?
I don't remember.
Did they say?
Yeah, he's been out so long.
Was it just like lower body injury or something? Barzal, lower body injury, expected duration is week to week, and that was on the 20th of February.
Oh yeah.
But he's supposed to start skating this upcoming weekend.
There's no way if they are in a playoff hunt, there's no way he doesn't make it back.
Oh yeah.
No way.
Oh yeah. If he comes back this week, Jesus. Because he hasn't played at all or did he play at all with Horvat? Because that trade was before the deadline.
I think it was right before, maybe a game or two.
Yeah.
Because it was right before the All-Star break, right?
Yeah.
So that was early February.
It was literally the All-Star break.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if this team, if they make it into the playoffs as like the 8th seed, yeah, Boston could be sitting not so fucking comfortably.
That's what I want.
Especially because of Sorokin, man. Like you said.
That's what I'm saying.
Fuck. I would love to see like a New York matchup too. And that could happen second round if that were the case. And you get Sorokin versus Shesterkin. Oh, that's disgusting.
Do you think Carolina at all is in the best situation here? Because it kind of feels like everybody is looking at everybody else, so they might be able to like kind of sneak in there.
Hey man, Carolina could fucking end up playing the Rangers first round. You never know,
because
the Devils can hop them.
I'm just nervous about like their depth scoring with losing Svechnikov, Petretti playing 2 games for them. Like if they had both of those, fuck, dude, watch out, man. But
yeah,
losing both of them, it's just they're scoring. I know they don't let up a lot of goals, but like that scoring depth it's not there.
I feel like whenever you see Carolina about to make the playoffs, whether they're in it or they're about to be in it, you can probably bet on Svechnikov getting hurt because, like, yeah, what kind of shit luck does he have? He's so goddamn good, and he gets fucking knocked out by Ovechkin. He gets like leaned on by Chara in the fucking bubble, and then now he like whatever the fuck he did this time blew his ACL out before the playoffs even get started. And she's like one of the best and most exciting players on Carolina. Just like cannot get enough playoff games in.
He's like in the locker room after he got hurt, he was like in tears, like apologizing to Braymore about I'm so sorry kind of thing. Like you got a fucking feel for that kid.
I know, and I feel like he's like their one, maybe if it was 2, like game breakers. Like that they really need in the playoffs. Like Aho is probably one of him. Like those are their two like game breakers.
Yeah.
Like not having him it sucks.
All right.
Man, the East is just gonna be so fucking good.
Yeah.
That's why
I
you
mean, it
gotta
was a
watch
friggin'
the
arms
Jays.
race, man. It was a fucking.
Well, it's not even
war.
it's not even that. They have some of the best goalies in the playoffs too. They got fucking Vasilevsky, Shesterkin, Sorokin. Like, I mean, Allmark's having an insane season. Fucking who else? I mean, Freddie Anderson, if he
Vanacek.
can stay healthy. Vanacek, yeah, Vanacek's having a nasty year. Dude, if the crazy thing about Carolina is like either Anderson, Ranta, or even Kochetkov can play in that, and they'll be completely fucking fine.
And
They have 64 defensemen. I don't understand how they do it. Also, did you realize that Brady Shea has like 18 fucking goals this year?
Does he really?
Yeah, he's got like 18 goals and 18 assists. He's like second or third in fucking defensive goals.
And you know one of Ranta or Anderson is going to get hurt. So
Yeah, probably both.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
Jesus
but
Christ.
no, you got to watch out for the teams coming from the West because I feel like the teams in the East are just going to beat the shit out of each other. Like there's so many
yeah.
teams.
I was gonna say it's like the
gotta
wedding
watch out for the
singer.
West.
The wedding singer
What?
when they're doing like the Adam Sandler singing his like "Somebody Kill Me" song, and the other guy is just in the corner is like he's losing his
Losing
state of
it?
mind, and I am benefiting from it. It's just that's the Western Conference. They're killing each other out there, and we're just gonna coast to the Stanley Cup because of it. Like,
Dude, I mean, it's just gonna be. I feel like the West is gonna be a lot more of that, like, probably like early 2010s kind of hockey. Not like actually, you know what? Just like pre like Hawks skillet it up kind of hockey, where it's like beat the fucking shit out of each other playoff hockey. Because they don't have that kind of superstar talent on every team besides like Edmonton. But like if you're Edmonton and you're going against somebody like, let's say right now they'd be playing LA. LA's not fucking trying to skill it up with you. LA's gonna try and
Especially
murder the shit out of you. Yeah. Like they're gonna be leaning on you. They're gonna be fucking trying to hurt you. And Edmonton's in such a good place though for that, because that, like, obviously McDavid's insanely good, but like Evander Kane is just he's not one to be fucked with in front of the net too. It's just like they have a lot of depth, or not depth, but like they have a lot of like the key role players that like really work together. Fucking man, it's gonna be another matchup of Edmonton and Colorado in the third round.
so if the playoffs started today for the Western Conference, it'd be Vegas versus Winnipeg, LA versus Edmonton, Dallas versus Seattle, Minnesota versus Colorado to kick things off.
Hey, Anthony Sear just scored from Reichel and Toews.
Hey, let's go. Toews, 2 points, 2 games. I think he's back.
He's back, baby. Yeah, I don't know. I'm excited, dude.
Jesus Christ, Dawson Mercer scored a hat trick for the Devils already. 5-1, they're beating Pittsburgh. Jesus.
Somebody's not trying to make playoffs.
Yeah, not making that playoff push like that. Must be. I wonder if Tristan Jarry's in that. He's been, ever since the Winter Classic, he has been consistently hurt and most of the time playing like shit. Yep, he's in that.
Yeah. Talk about bad goalies in the East.
Who's their other goalie?
Casey DeSmith.
Yeah. So yeah, you got Jari DeSmith, Bobrovsky, Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen, and what, Levy or whatever.
Yeah. Yeah. If you're getting in that like 8th spot right there.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Boston will have no problem with any of them.
You know what's like fucking hilarious about this Western Conference? Like, so Winnipeg's just been collapsing, you know? They could completely turn it around, because like they were a fucking top. They were like first in the West at like January 1st.
Yeah.
And they have Hellebuck, who can just play amazing. Yeah.
It was like Connor hadn't scored in like 10 plus games. Scheifele hadn't scored in like 10 plus games. Like all those guys were not scoring. And I think last game they blew somebody out and like almost all of them got a point. So it's like, yeah, like now's the time to do it. But
You beat New Jersey 6-1.
Yeah. And I don't know, man. They've got some shit going on. Have you seen like who's their coach? Bonus, right? Rick Bonus?
Yeah, Rick Bonus.
Did you see like the interviews coming from his game? Like they interviewed 2 players and they gave like different answers on the same question, and they told Rick about it, and he just rolled his eyes and got immediately pissed off. Like there's something going on there where like things just don't work in Winnipeg though. Like PLD wants out, of course, because like why else would he wants
Yeah.
to go anywhere. other
I'm
than
sure he
Montreal.
just wants to go to Montreal or some shit.
Yeah. Like they got some underlying shit where like everybody that like plays there doesn't want to end up playing there. So like
Maybe it's
I don't
just because it's in Winnipeg.
it could be.
It's
Apparently
like
they're
forever cold.
They're just all
shittier than
cold.
yours
They
there.
can't. They're just frustrated and angry, and it's too damn
Yeah.
cold out here to deal with this bullshit.
Wait. Isn't there something online that like is there an airport in Winnipeg?
Oh yeah. Oh, what was the closest airport to the stadium, and it wasn't even in Winnipeg or something.
I remember it was something along the lines of like a rumor being spread that there's no airport in Winnipeg. That's why like teams fucking hate going there and shit. And, like
Wasn't that
nobody
Wit-
goes to
Wit on
Winnipeg.
Chiclets?
Huh?
Wasn't that Wit on Chiclets saying that?
I don't know if it was him.
That was on Reddit, yeah.
Oh.
I don't remember.
Yeah, I thought it was on Reddit too. But it's just yeah, Winnipeg doesn't have an airport. Like, what the fuck? Jesus. Yeah, I mean they can be a complete stinker or they can fucking steal games because I don't know, man. Like, what was it last year when it was Dallas versus Calgary, and didn't they go 7 in the first
It went like
the first
7.
round?
It was like 2 goals scored every game or something like that.
Yeah, because of Jake Ottinger was like just became a playoff monster. Also, if he does that again, like that team is gonna be so fucking like they're gonna do so well. He was insane, and he started the season off that way. He's been playing so good the whole year too. Fuck man, and they would be matched up against Seattle. Seattle's had a good season, but like I just don't. I mean, do they?
Their
Do
goaltending
they?
ass.
Yeah, like they don't have the guy in that. Like
I
they're
don't
gonna.
like Dallas. I think they're phony. also.
They benefit playing that weak Pacific. Like
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
It's a huge factor. Like I know there's more.
Well, they
had a good season. They're 42, 26, and 8 as of now. I mean, that's a great season. But you're playing against more weaker teams, like I mean, it's gonna happen.
They've been falling off lately too. Like they were just in first, like just over a month ago.
Yeah, they had a really good January and February, I think. I mean, they just beat Arizona 8-1, but that's Arizona.
And they still have a worse home record than Arizona.
Well, Arizona's nasty at home.
You don't go into the Mullet Arena expecting to survive.
20-14-4 at home. Like that's fucking insane versus 7-24-9 on the road.
I think adding Ekholm is such a sneaky great move because I feel
I
like
forgot about that.
They've needed that shutdown D because their biggest guy was Darnell Nurse and he's more offensive. Like
Yeah.
getting Ekholm is such a sneaky great
Also,
move.
Darnell Nurse is a lot easier to get into the box than like almost anybody on that team.
Oh yeah, and I don't know. I mean, Darnell Nurse is another guy that's like Evander Kane. Like you can't when playoffs come around, you can't fuck with him.
Oh
He's
yeah,
got that Stanley Cup. He went to the final with the Preds. Like he's got that playoff pedigree. Like I don't know, man. I'm a little nervous about Edmonton. Like I can see them going far, and I feel like McDavid. He's doing better than he's ever done, which is
it's gonna be scary.
Yeah, like he's 30 points up on the next player, and
who's also on his team.
And it's like, what the fuck?
And then Nugent Hopkins
is actually close to 100 points, which is
he's got like 92 or something like that too.
Yeah, like Edmonton could go off this year as long as Skinner can play hockey, like be a goalie.
They don't have Mike Smith. That's it. That's all they needed. And like they're not going to let up a goal from the far fucking blue line against Calgary. Like they're going to have a much better time. I mean, they lost to Colorado who won the cup, but like they were in the third round with Mike Smith. Like like they're going to do much better. And
imagine if they had cap space and went after Gibson.
No.
Somehow flipped Campbell to Anaheim.
Yeah, they should have.
Edmonton kind of falls into that category where it's like, I won't believe it until I see it. Like, it's like you make the case for them, but it's at the same time, it's like, until it like actually happens, like I'm not going to think it's going to happen. Like I could see it happen. It's the same thing like Tanner's approach with the Toronto Maple Leafs win the first round. Like he's like, until it happens, I'm not picking them, kind of thing. Where
What do
it's,
you mean, like Edmonton, like winning the cup?
yeah, like Edmonton actually like doing damage going forward.
Yeah.
And like I just
I mean,
I
they
Well,
made the conference final like what,
last year,
2 or 3 times since McDavid.
yeah, it's like I
the
it's
Western Conference Final. Yeah,
you just can't get over that hump, and that's like until like see them do it. It's like I don't know. They don't scare me as
it's
much.
going to be McDavid scoring like 4 or 5 points per game in the playoffs, and it's just going to be like, how did he just put up 50 points in 22 games in the playoffs and win the cup? It's like, I don't know, man. He's insane.
And he still doesn't win the Conn Smythe because
Dude, watch him win.
they
Watch him win the
expect
Watch Edmonton lose, and it's like the first time that like since
a
like
player.
Javier that a player on the losing team fucking wins the cup or wins the Conn Smythe. Like, yeah, McDavid put up 20 goals in the fucking Stanley Cup final, but Edmonton lost every game 8-7.
Yeah.
It puts up 30 goals through the conference finals, doesn't make it to the Stanley Cup, and still wins the
Still wins
conference.
Conn Smythe. Gets knocked out in the second round, has double the points of everybody.
The Eastern Conference team wins the cup, and then they just go, "We didn't even play McDavid, but man, we saw that shit." Like,
Yeah.
that was
Can you imagine that phone call, Batman just like, "Hey Connor, you might want to come to this game 7." Yeah, but I'm not playing. Yeah, you might want to be there though.
Yeah, you're gonna have to strap him on for a second and skate around with the Conn Smythe.
Shit.
Jesus, he's mad. He's insane. God damn, dude.
All right. Any other takes? Wrap this up here. We're going a little bit longer here. So anything else you want to wrap up with the Western Conference playoffs? Right, as of now. I mean, there's not too much to talk
I
about.
mean, I think it'd be pretty funny if Nashville fucking makes it in over Winnipeg or Calgary right now.
Especially Winnipeg with the whole Niederreiter thing. Yeah.
Yeah, that would be absolutely. Do they have any games left against each other?
I don't know.
I'll find out. Okay, I'll pull up their schedule real quick.
Yeah, they play on
Let's
Saturday.
Yeah, they play Saturday.
and Nashville
And they
plays
play
Calgary.
Yeah.
And then they play Minnesota, Colorado, and those.
Nashville's
I
got
mean,
a
they might be
tough-
taking those days off
Yeah, tough-
because
yeah.
resting some players. But we'll see.
Winnipeg and Calgary play tomorrow, so that's they. So all 3 of them play each other this week.
Do you think the
That's
schedule makers
pretty
were
tight.
like, oh, thank God, all these playoff like teams that are like fighting your spots have to play each other at the end of the season? They're like, oh,
Our projections worked. Yay!
Yeah, I mean, I think that works out great. It's always so exciting towards the end of the year when that happens because you don't want these like dud fucking games to happen like for those playoff
Everybody's
races.
sitting each other, and
Yeah,
All right, Nolly,
it's so
wanna do your
great.
trivia.
all right.
Oh yeah.
So I pulled up a ton of shit. Just kind of. So my original thought was, I pulled up the stats from all the Blackhawks from the 2000-2001 season through the 2009-10 season.
Okay.
Can you guys name the top 5 point getters of that decade?
Decade.
2000.
So from 2000 to 2010, that entire decade, I pulled everybody's stats. Can you guys name the top 5 point getters?
Monte.
No.
Havlat.
No.
No.
He's top 10 though.
Okay, that's good. Eric Daze.
No. Also top 10.
Damn.
Who's it?
Petty Kane.
Yes, he's second.
Once in like one season.
Well, he started in 07.
Yeah.
Was it
07 to 2010. Yeah.
So he had
Sharp.
was it
Patrick
08?
Sharp.
Oh, it was 08, 09?
No.
07, 08, 08, 09,
Yeah.
09, 10.
3 years.
3 seasons, yeah. Sharp's third. So Kane and Sharp had 230 points each.
Damn.
And Kaner had 0.94 points per game, and Sharp had 0.65 points per game.
Oh, okay. Jesus. Oh yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, because Sharp was on the team longer.
Yeah.
Keith.
He's fifth. Yeah.
197.
197.
I feel like this is gonna be like one of those like, oh shit.
Yeah, is it gonna be like Adrian O'Coin? Like something he didn't. No. Tyler Arneson.
No.
Mark Bell.
Was Toews on there? I don't think he had.
Markell was 10th, and Toews was 7th.
Oh, okay, that was close. And I mean,
guess-
we only had Hossa for a season, so that's not.
No, yeah.
Let's finish the ABC line. Kyle Calder.
Calder was 4th.
Hey, who's won?
By 9 points.
Jamnov?
No, he was 6. So you guys got 9 out of the top 10. You
Who's
can't get number
won?
1 though.
Shit. I'm trying to think who.
Oh, Cam Barker.
Yeah. Don't bring up Cam Barker. That fucking draft, man. Ovechkin,
Yeah, right.
and Cam Barker.
Yeah, that's a good one.
The top 3.
Oh god.
Tomo Rutu.
No.
No.
Amante was 13th, Jarom, and he had 130. So there's your guy.
13, baby. Let's go.
Fuck, man.
This is.
I'm gonna be a little upset when I hear.
Yeah, you guys are gonna be upset about it.
Dustin
Oh.
Bufflin.
Osa had 51 points in that one season.
Okay.
And he was injured too. So
2000
Yeah.
to
He didn't start that year.
2010.
Also, there was a lockout year in there, so it was only really 9 seasons in there.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to think of like big names we've had.
You're missing one big name from that era.
Yeah, the one that we're trying to think of.
That's the one. Also, while you guys think of that, I have the top goal getter was Patrick Sharp.
Yeah.
He had 116.
Jesus.
Kaner had 154 assists.
Oh, they're in like 15 goals.
No.
Ronick still wasn't on the team that era, was he? No.
No.
Keith had 404 games played. That was the most.
Oh, really? Out of all of them?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I pulled points, games played, goals, assists, and points per game.
This is the top guy. Dude, this
number
is
26.
This is really upsetting.
Oh, Steve Sullivan.
Steve Sullivan. Yep. 239.
Damn it.
Thank God.
One of the most iconic like goal celebrations. Not celebrations, but just talking shit to the one guy in the stand.
Oh, yeah.
The Nashville. God.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
Is he a GM somewhere right now? Isn't he?
I don't know about GM.
He was something.
He might have been an interim in somewhere. So he had 0.8 points per game, and Kaner had 0.94.
Jeez.
And he had 9 more points than Kaner and 55 more games played.
Okay.
53 more games played.
I'm trying to look up Steve Sullivan to see the post-playing career.
He was the interim general manager of the Coyotes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
2020.
And now he's just doing nothing. Pretty sweet deal.
Yeah.
Steve Sullivan, man.
Good fucking trivia. I like that.
I like how we nailed all the other.
I'm so
the rest
glad.
of the
You got
top
all.
10.
I was just going for 5. You guys got nailed all top 10.
Pretty good.
Seabrook's 11. Arneson.
Is he really? That's pretty nice.
Michael Nylander, Bufflin, Rutu, Versteeg, Glad, Campbell, and
Versteeg top 20. Good for him.
And wasn't a lot of guys getting points in the early 2000s.
Oh, yeah.
Not a lot of guys sticking with the team too. So
Sure too.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, Sullivan was only there for 3 seasons. I think it
feels
was.
like so much longer.
And then
they're from
4.
Yeah, 99 to 04.
Yeah, so 4. And then Kaner was only there for 3.
I always, for some reason, think that Kaner and Toews' first season was the year they went to the conference final. I always forget about that first year. Damn.
Man, oh man.
Well,
yeah.
All right.
That's good shit. Good stuff.
Hope you guys like that.
That was
Thank
awesome.
you.
I'll start trying to think of my next the next one.
Enjoyed having you back, Nolly. Open invitation to come forever. We gotta get Poets on here to get for a throwback, all four of us
Yes.
for it. All right, episode 218. Tanner, what are you calling it?
Back and last.
Nice and easy.
Yeah, I was ready for that one today.
Oh, freaking out. I love it.
Back and last.
His job is to come up with every episode name, and every time we get to it, I'm like, Tanner, what is it? He's like, fuck, I wasn't thinking about it.
I was prepared today.
All right, so
You had a half hour while your computer.
all right, episode 218, back and last. Check out us on Spotify, YouTube, Apple Podcasts, 5-star review, Apple Podcasts. Subscribe to the YouTube channel, share it. Social media at WCB Podcast. For Jarom, Tanner, and Nolly, we'll see you on the next one.
Bye.
Love you, boys. Bye.
Thanks.
Thanks for listening to the WCB Podcast. Be sure to subscribe wherever you heard this podcast. To connect with Jarom and Tanner, check out the boys at WCB Podcast on all social media. We'll see you next time.